What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the blue color with the elephant spawn. His name is Shelty. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Grass the Kid. The Kid Grass. Also going to be eating the elephant here in his main base. So we've just seen one Oranos versus Odin mirror. We're about to move into the second one. Completely different map, completely different situation to be in. And yet again, it makes me so angry to see something so obvious to me and a lot of other players. The town center is a drop site. Utilize it if you can. Obviously here, in fact, right now, with this palm tree and this gold mine, think about this. Shelty here could have skipped an ox cart. He could have skipped 2 ox carts in this game. Well, he could have skipped 1 ox cart. Wait. I'm so angry that I can't put words together. With 2 elephant being able to be eaten into your town center, you don't need to build an ox cart until the classical age. With a straggler tree next to your gold mine, you don't need to build an ox cart for your wood villagers until you are advancing to the classical age. So the moment before, the 9 seconds before you go to the classical age, you build that ox cart. But Shelty here in this game, he builds the ox cart, and while he is cutting 1 ox cart for a little bit here, which I'm very grateful that he's doing, he is meant that this early game is around about, I would say, it's around about 100 resources, 100 to 150 resources lost by building this ox cart. How would I feel if he built an ox cart for the wood villager? I would start breaking things. Grass and Groom, on the other hand, he's got some questions to answer. He has won this map before, but I don't believe he has played this map with the elephant start, which is a really, really different kind of start for Oranos players to deal with, because it takes quite a bit longer to kill the elephant, and it is looking like he's going for a 4:30 advance time. All the hunt is forward here. We'll see how he's going to go. What Grass did do, which I thought was a really, really nice play against someone else's Odin here. I think it was Grass and Groom. He brought the oracles back, and he heroizes the oracles with valor against any sort of early game play here. Not only that, Pygmalion statue is here. This is huge for Grass in this game. Grabbing that relic basically means that he can sit on this hunt for so much longer with like a little bit of harass coming through that he can just ignore it. I will never understand this. Never in a million years will I understand this. Never in a million years. Why won't I understand it? The amount of extra food and early game that Odin can get by just eating this elephant underneath the town center is ginormous. You get so much extra food here by not walking up to this hunt, which means you get to put so much pressure onto your opponent early by not walking up to this hunt. Yes, you get some safe hunt a little bit later. Congratulations. Everyone's happy. But if that's it, I mean, I just don't understand. Maybe it's the Norse noob in me that doesn't understand, but I'm just like, skipping that hunt just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, we see Shelty scouting around, looking in the main base here, trying to find some wood to burn straight away. There's not going to be anything here for him to grab, as the old suck doesn't quite find all too much. Grass on the other side here, he hasn't brought his his oracles back here, so he's actually in quite a difficult position. But considering Shelty is taking his time here in this game to be moving over here to hit this hunt, which I feel like he shouldn't be. I feel like he should have 2 Ursa out plus a Valkyrie on this hunt at this point. Playing very defensively here. We'll have to wait and see how it's all going to go. As you do see yet again, the Oracle here heroizing, grabbing the relic. The Valkyrie coming in onto this position, going to be starting to shank ever so slightly as the Promethean offspring coming over here to start chasing down the Skraeling here. There is a possibility for a forest fire on this position if he so chooses, as the Promethean offspring getting pulled back there. The Oracle hero trying to hold on. If we take a look at Grassengroom's perspective, he's making himself those military barracks. Maybe a little bit late on starting them as he's a bit distracted. Tons of food in the bank here for Grass with his 4 villagers on food here. As the Valkyrie does get pushed back. The Olfsark gets taken down. The Promethean offspring get taken down. Shelty now starting to build his buildings. He's getting himself a 3rd longhouse really, really early. Look at the villagers here. 6 villagers right now on wood at the start here for Shelty. He wants throwing Axeman out here in this game, it seems. Nice and early. Will he be able to afford it is the big question here. One longhouse with Olfsark and 2 longhouses with throwing Axeman might be a really good option against this kind of opener that Grass is throwing Shelty's way. As Shelty's still taking his time to push through, Grass has utilized his valor here as the Olfsark starting to move across the map. It's currently advantage Grassengroom here with the Olfsark versus Murmillo kind of fight here. There's just too many Murmillo here as Shelty does take a little bit of a fight there. He's going to be retreating away. More units coming through. The Valkyrie coming in onto this position here as well. As now Shelty feels like he can turn around and take the fight. Grass will have to be retreating back for the time being here. As the villagers will be finishing up on the Zebra at a bit of a critical moment here. The villagers here finishing up over here means where to next. And the Rhino are way over here, so he's going to want to move on to this position there as well. As the villagers here pulling away as Forest Fire does get dropped down. Will we see a citizen kill here? It looks like the answer is no, as Grassengroom has to retreat away. Same too for Shelty from that fight. Not really ready to take that fight as the mana now going to start taking down as the Forest Fire does end that fight. The Olfsark do get themselves the upgrades there as Shelty here. Is he doing anything different? Throwing Axeman now starting to come out, still making double Olfsark here in this game as the villagers sitting on this position over here. Going to be retreating back for the time being. It looks like Shelty still not happy to take those fights as Grass pushes forward. Potential for a shockwave here wouldn't be a bad idea to try and snipe a villager or two. As what's happening in Grass's base is on the goats here as well. He's got berries there. He probably should be eating the berries for the time being instead of the goats. Though, does he have himself husbandry? He doesn't have husbandry, so he should definitely be on those berries otherwise. A little bit of a inefficiency there from Grass as the Murmillo coming back out of that position as Shelty now moves into his main base and he's going to be able to eat that elephant that he otherwise wouldn't be eating now. So I guess in a way he's able to eat the elephant, but I definitely feel like Shelty wouldn't be needing to defend against the army had he gone the other way around. Is my current running opinion. So now Grass pulling back into the main base here. We are seeing the Carabao, so thank you for the prime there, MG1595. Appreciate you, my friend. As the Olfsark going to be pulling back here. Those Murmillo sitting, waiting, watching. As the Olfsark, we'll see where they're going to be going for the time being. Shelty now sitting on this position. We do see the house coming up over there as well. More Olfsark throwing Axeman coming through here as Shelty now 93 population. He's in a much better position than last game. Hasn't taken any silly fights just yet. We do see that Grass has gotten himself medium Murmillo here as well. So Grass also in a decent position. So both players are going to be kind of jockeying here for a good fight. The big question is going to be, what is Shelty and what is Grassengroom going to be doing, realizing that they can... Who's really going to be able to win the fight here is the big question. As you do see a mana coming up over here, going to be eating the lion there, eating those rhinoceros. The units are all in the position here for Grass to defend. And we'll see if Shelty can make this fight work here at this point. This is a very critical moment. A handful of thrown axemen are out. Those thrown axemen are absolutely key in this fight here for Shelty, as one Valkyrie does get sniped down over there. The Caraballister in this position going to be getting some good damage done, as the Murmillo are defending nicely over here as Shelty continues to push forward here in this position. Max trained Shelty, 115 population. Grass and Groom dropping down to 95 pop here, as it does seem like Shelty is able to push through here for the time being. The Ulfs are going to be retreating back away from that position. The army here of Shelty pulling back for some reason here. He's maybe being a little bit too cautious in this fight. He's got an overwhelming military advantage here. It looks like Shelty was maybe just fixing up his villages. He should be thinking about moving forward onto those giraffe into the middle of the map there and grabbing those at this point, but still not going for it. Does he have an armory up just yet? I don't see that armory. It's kind of vitally important once you hit full population, once you've got medium infantry, to get yourself the armory and start working towards something like Copper Mail here, as Shelty still not feeling comfortable about taking these fights. So I honestly feel like with the thrown axeman, he's got the concave here. Even if all of his Ulfsark aren't fighting, all of the Murmillo won't be fighting as well. So those thrown axemen just get all of the value there, as we do see Grass pulling his citizen in onto the side here, going to be tanking quite a bit of HP. Remember, Pygmalion statue is in for Grass, so those citizen have got quite a tanky amount of HP there. There's a nice play there from Grass, as he's still trying to win this fight, but Shelty's still sitting at that max population basically, as Grass has now dropped down to 61 population, and Shelty manages to crack the double military academy opening here of Grass and Groom. Nice play here from Shelty, showing how important it is to get those thrown axemen out. Grass now, it's just kind of a game of chess here, as Grass has been working on this build for quite some time, and Shelty sees it once and goes, you know, I've got an answer for it. Going to be just getting myself my thrown axeman out, and you're going to have to think about it. And the answer here needs to be, well, throwing axeman is slow. You've got to get yourself out Caraballister earlier here if you're Grass and Groom. You 100% need to get Caraballister out here earlier. Still, the Murmillo coming out, very important, but Caraballister box formation, good defensive play, nice heroic age timings to get yourself access to those Dryads, getting yourself Prometheans here as well. Wouldn't be a bad idea. You can see that Grass has been getting himself those, but he's just not able to make this one work. Potentially, the play here for Grass should be, while he's on this hunt, getting Murmillo. After that, retreat back into his main base, and he probably should have been sending villagers over onto the hunt here as well. But after all those thrown axemen come out and he needs to kind of defend a little bit, pull back and just take villagers off of food, put them over onto wood, and start making mass Caraballister, double counter barracks down, and cut one of those Murmillo. And start getting that coming through here to deal with those thrown axemen a little bit better. Or even some Terma as well. Murmillo, Terma, Caraballister as well wouldn't be a bad idea going a little bit late. Maybe just a handful of them to be running around in the fight, diving, dipping, dodging, all the good stuff, getting some thrown axemen kills. But a nice play here from Shelty to push Grass into a difficult position. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next game.